In this episode, we enjoy, for us, the best part of the San Blas, and I enjoy a nice sail on our next boat.
But first, this is me, Kim. There is Bart, and here is Liz, our little explorer. We sold everything to explore these beautiful places with our tiny 33-foot sailboat, Tranquillity.
The last time we had to beat against the wind to reach swimming pool, where we had a big leak in the dinghy.
And we move further into the San Blas. We go to another bay in the Hollandisch case. The anchorage is called Hot Tub. This is a swimming pool, so now we go to Hot Tub.
I think that's the correct way, right? After swimming, you go to the hot tub.
Yes.
Alright, next thing.
Hoist the anchor.
Aye, aye, Captain. It's only 1.3 nautical miles, so we are doing the lazy style sailing. It means we didn't took our bimini off, we have the mainsail not ready. We're sailing just with the Genoa, and we even have the engine on our we have our outboard on our dinghy, which we normally don't do because of bigger waves, but now we stay behind the reef, so it's flat, calm water. It's fine.
Some parts of the San Blas are just, from the outside, look so beautiful. Like this little island over there, with the white, with a lot of palm trees growing, another bush, and then the small white sand and the blue of the ocean. That looks so amazing. We are still in the Hollandisch case, and we really like it here. Hot Tub is close to swimming pool, surrounded by reefs. You need to pass through a channel to get to the anchorage. This is so small in between. It feels nerve-wracking entering the channel, but the channel is always wider once you go through, so there really was no need to worry. And look at this place. Wow! Hot Tub is surrounded by islands and reef. We feel like exploring, and we go with Stefan to the other reef. You have to go through a channel to get to the reef. Maneuvering through the bobbies and coral heads to get to snorkeling. This is what eyeball navigating looks like. A lot of coral heads close to the surface. You do not want to ruin your outboard here. A tricky trip.
There you go, around this one, and then to the right.
So Bart is swimming to find an anchor spot. We are really close to the other reef. We made it and found a nice spot for our anchor. It is really beautiful here. The only downside is the strong current. It is too strong to swim against for Liz, and not nice for us to swim with Liz in these currents.
A very tiny island. Look, I can run around. Are we all ready, Kim?
Yes. Hi! Welcome to Pelican Island.
There they are.
Thanks, we have a nice sunset.
Tomorrow we will leave for another island, but now we have a barbecue at a small beach with our friends. The setting is beautiful, with the pelicans, sunset and a nice company.
Behind me you see Thetis is leaving. We will follow them. We are going to leave the Hollandaise Cay and go to Coco Bandera. That's only 8 nautical miles for sail. It's going to be downwind and yeah. Kim, how much wind do we have? 8 knots of wind. So, and downwind. Time for? Yes, we're gonna use the parasailer after I don't know how many months. 9 months? We used it in April the last time to sail to Curacao, from Backway to Curacao. So it's only a small trip. Some people don't use the light wind sails for a small trip like this. We think it's good practice to once in a while use it. So only for this small trip we're gonna set up the parasailer.
Okay, that looked smooth, but our course was not downwind but beam reach, and on the other side. We can sail that course with the parasailer, but we had to jibe to set it to the other side.
Job done.
Job done.
Like it was yesterday.
Yes, we didn't just learn it. It was really nice to have the parasailer up again and make a good speed in little wind and no waves. Coco Bandera Cays is a group of islands in a very scenic spot located behind a large reef. The water is really nice and the reef is known for the good snorkeling. Let's hope this is a better snorkeling spot with Liz. We are at Coco Bandera. And we go to the beach now for another bonfire. Our lives exist out of uninhabited islands and bonfires. And swimming now and then. We are at the east side of the archipelago, surrounded by 3 islands. They are beautiful, uninhabited with white sandy beaches and palm trees. But we also see a change here. The island on the north side had palm trees too, but they are all gone. And another island has many palm trees without a crown and some are standing in the ocean already. That makes us wonder, how long will these islands last? And here we are.
Hallo, wie is daar? Zit er iets in? Zou er iets in zitten? Hallo, wie is daar? Draai hem eens om. Nee, jij moet
We have the island for ourselves. It is a nice way to end the day with a bonfire. Tomorrow Bart will join the catamaran Surette from Reto and Sue for a sail. We have never sailed on a catamaran and are so curious how it would be. We often philosophize about our dream boat. Will it be a catamaran? The space is really nice, but we also want speed, and not all the cats have speed. Will this end up switching Tranquillity?
Today I'm gonna sail with Sudette, the boat Sudette, with Reto and Sue, and they're going to do some shopping in Nagana, and they just go there. It's a 4.8 nautical mile trip and back, and came to the same anchorage. And I've never sailed on a catamaran before, so Kim told me, yeah, just go with them and have the catamaran experience. So today I'm gonna sail on this Nautitech 40 Open. So we just hoisted the anchor. It's a little bit different than on a monohull because the anchor is underneath the boat. So that's the advantage of the catamaran. The weight of the anchor chain is in the middle of the boat and not on the bow like on a monohull. But it's difficult to get the bridle off. I didn't know how to do it, but they just hoist the anchor chain with the bridle in the anchor locker. There they can switch off the bridle or the snubber, and then you haul in the anchor. Now we're maneuvering in between the reefs. Everything works a little different on a catamaran. For example, you do not really feel the impact of the wind, so you need your instruments more to determine if you reef or not. The steering of the catamaran is on the side, so here you can sit in the elements, which I like, because you feel how the boat reacts on the elements. Not all cats have that. On a monohull you feel the elements better and have a better feeling of the performance of the boat in these conditions. The first part of our sail we are reaching, which means the wind comes from behind but at an angle. The comfort inside is nice. You do not need to stow stuff because you won't heel that much. Of course, in some weather conditions with a big sea stage you need to stow things, but on a monohull you always need to do that. Anchored at Nagana. So, we say goodbye to Nagana. We did all the groceries. We couldn't find actually everything we needed, but we stocked up a little bit, and now we sail back to the anchorage. Now it's upwind sailing. Okay, so we are sailing upwind now, and we chose the wind angle of 50 degrees apparent wind angle. I tried to go 35 degrees and it's possible, and we still made speeds up till 5 knots. We didn't do it that long, so I don't know what the drift is gonna be on the 35 angle, because the catamaran, this one does not have dagger boards, but the keel, two small keels, so it will drift more than one with dagger boards. Yeah, if you see then that the catamaran of a 40 foot compared to our 33 foot monohull, we would probably beat him right now, because we can sail 30 degrees or 35 degrees at a speed of probably 5.5 knots in these wind conditions. But if you come off a little bit from the wind with this catamaran, you notice the speed increases a lot more. And And what is amazing about it is we're sailing upwind and I'm just standing here and I don't hold anything. That's a really strange experience for me. But it's not that the catamaran is stable all the way. It does have a little bit more motion than a monohull because it has a forward motion but also a little bit of sideward motion. So I can imagine that some people would go seasick on a catamaran instead of on a monohull because the motion of the boat is a little bit more different. It's not really much, but it's in every angle. And on a monohull you will push to the side and only have the motion like this. And well, not if you sail that downwind, of course. Then a monohull would go in this direction, and also because of the waves it will drop down a bit, but slower, because the catamaran would sail way faster then. It really depends on the sort of catamaran what speed you can make. The Nautitech is a very nice, fast looking catamaran, but our experience with the Nautitech is that it is not a very fast boat. Not fast enough for us. If we would buy another boat, one of the conditions for us is that it should be way faster than Tranquillity, and this is not the one. Nevertheless, I really enjoyed my first sail on a catamaran. So, that's it. The trip is over, and behind me, our beloved boat Tranquillity. Today is a very special day because it's the birthday of
Me! In San Blas this year. The tradition is that you bake your own cake. So that's what we are going to do. And we have to improve, but luckily there are small villages with some cake mixes. So we can mix something. A birthday cake in the making. Liz enjoys baking so much that makes me enjoy it even more. And of course we did not eat the cake all by ourselves. We invited our friends to have a piece too. As a cherry on top, we went out snorkeling to this tiny sandy island, surrounded by a reef that looks like a botanical garden. It was a birthday to remember. In the next episode, we leave the San Blas and head for our next adventure.
Well, this was it. If you have any questions, please let us know. And for now, goodbye and thank you very much for watching. Fair winds to you all.